I declined my ex-fiancée's offer to partner in my new restaurant after she betrayed me by sabotaging our first business and destroying my trust. I'm a 32-year-old man, and my ex-fiancée, Veronica, 31, and I had a food truck business together. When we met 3 years ago in culinary school, we bonded over our shared dream of opening a restaurant. While I had been working in kitchens since I was 16 to support myself, Veronica came from a wealthy background and had no prior experience in the culinary industry before school. Despite our vastly different upbringings, we clicked instantly. When we started the food truck business, we had been dating for 6 years and engaged for 2. By the time I turned 29, I had saved $100,000 after working tirelessly for years, often clocking in 60-hour weeks at various restaurants. Veronica suggested starting with a food truck rather than waiting to save enough for a full-fledged restaurant. She believed it would be the perfect way to test our concept and build a brand before making a bigger investment. The entire concept for the food truck came from me, blending my grandmother's traditional recipes with modern cooking techniques to create fusion cuisine. Even though Veronica didn't contribute financially, I made her a 50-50 partner because we were engaged and planning to marry within a year, and I wanted her to feel included. I managed the operations and cooking, while Veronica, with her accounting background, handled the finances. The first year was a dream. We found a prime location near office buildings, and our food became popular among regulars. Local food bloggers gave us rave reviews, and we even made the top 10 food trucks in the city. Achieving my dream felt incredible, especially since I was sharing it with Veronica. However, after 14 months, things started to unravel. I noticed discrepancies between our inventory and sales. Supplies seemed to run out faster than expected. Veronica suggested it was due to food wastage or employee theft. Since she managed the books, I trusted her explanation. But the financial issues escalated. Despite earning good profits, we constantly seemed short on funds. Veronica became defensive when I questioned the accounts, accusing me of mistrusting her. She'd say things like, "Do you think I'm stealing? Don't you trust your future wife?" Her guilt-tripping made me feel bad for even asking. The breaking point came when a supplier called to inform us we were 3 months behind on payments. Knowing our revenue could easily cover costs, I checked the business account while Veronica slept. What I found made me sick. She had been transferring thousands of dollars from our business account into her personal account. When I confronted her, she tearfully admitted to stealing the money. She claimed it was to help her younger sister, Andrea, 25, who she said was drowning in credit card debt and didn't want their parents to find out. Although I was furious, I tried to be understanding. Andrea, who sometimes helped with the food truck, was like a sister to me. But when I called Andrea to discuss the situation, she was confused. Andrea assured me she had no debt, had received a promotion recently, and hadn't gotten any money from Veronica. When I told her about Veronica's excuse, Andrea was shocked. Over 8 months, Veronica had stolen $50,000 from the business. Her lies and the way she used her sister as a cover hurt more than the money itself. When confronted again, she changed her story, claiming she was saving the money to surprise me with a wedding and house down payment. Bank records showed she had withdrawn large sums from ATMs, but the cash was unaccounted for. I called off the engagement immediately. Veronica alternated between begging for forgiveness and accusing me of overreacting. Her parents got involved, insisting it wasn't theft since we were engaged and the money was shared. Her father even accused me of financial abuse. To pay off supplier debts, I had to sell the food truck. Between the stolen money and the truck's depreciated value, I nearly went bankrupt. Despite this, Veronica's parents and some mutual friends claimed I was being too harsh and should reconcile. 2 years of hard work and saving later, I opened a small restaurant 6 months ago. It's modest, but it's mine, and I have full control. With proper accountants and meticulous record keeping, the restaurant has flourished. Last week, Veronica showed up during dinner service, claiming she had changed and wanted to make amends. She offered to invest in the business, suggesting we partner again, pointing to our past success. When I laughed and told her to leave, she persisted, and her parents began harassing me, accusing me of being vindictive. I blocked their numbers and social media accounts. But things got worse. Veronica and her parents started showing up during busy hours, occupying tables and disrupting the atmosphere. Her father even yelled at patrons, claiming I had stolen Veronica's business ideas. Then, fake online reviews about poor food quality and health code violations began appearing, referencing incidents only Veronica would know. Finally, Veronica's sister, Andrea, visited me after hours. She revealed Veronica had been hiding a gambling addiction for years, using the stolen funds to pay off debts to loan sharks. Andrea provided evidence, including text messages and bank records. She had been blackmailed by Veronica, who threatened to out Andrea's relationship with a woman if she exposed her gambling problem. Andrea's confession cleared my name among mutual friends, but it was a hard lesson in betrayal and resilience. Despite everything, I'm focused on my restaurant and ensuring my hard work is never undermined again. Following the revelation of these events, many were both stunned and apologetic for making assumptions about me before understanding the entire story. Numerous individuals recalled instances where they had loaned Veronica money, only to never see it repaid, as she always seemed to have an excuse like unexpected expenses. Meanwhile, Veronica's parents remain in denial. They've accused Andrea of fabricating lies to mask her own lifestyle choices, even as she presented evidence of Veronica's gambling. Now, they claim I'm being cruel by spreading false accusations about Veronica's alleged addiction and manipulating Andrea into betraying her sister. The situation escalated when some of Veronica's associates from the casino started frequenting my restaurant. Their intimidating presence made other customers uncomfortable. Last week, one of them cornered me in the parking lot after hours, warning me to be more generous to my ex-fiancée and to keep an eye on my property. To manage the growing tension, I've had to hire a security guard, which, along with legal fees, has been a financial burden. My weekday dinner service has dropped by 30%, yet I refuse to back down. Currently, my lawyer is preparing a harassment and defamation lawsuit against Veronica and any accomplices. Giving her money to make this stop has been suggested, but I know that would only enable her behavior. Instead of excuses, she needs professional therapy for her gambling addiction. This update also serves as a cautionary tale about how addiction can lead to manipulation and deeply hurt those closest to the addict. My focus is now on protecting my business and staff. I've installed additional security cameras and begun documenting every incident. I've also alerted other local business owners to potential harassment. This ordeal has revealed who my true friends are, and I'm incredibly grateful for their unwavering support during this chaos. 2 months have passed since my previous update, and what has unfolded feels like something straight out of a dark thriller. A man named Michael, 35, came to my restaurant during prep time and asked to speak with me privately. Just when I thought I had uncovered all of Veronica's lies, he introduced himself as her current legal husband, not her ex-husband. At first, I suspected another ploy to intimidate me, but Michael backed his claims with compelling evidence, a 7-year-old marriage certificate, wedding photos, and court documents outlining his attempts to locate Veronica after she disappeared with their money 5 years ago. Since their marriage was never legally dissolved, my engagement to her was a sham. Michael recounted his story over lunch. He and Veronica had been high school sweethearts who married young and used their wedding funds and a loan from his parents to open a small bakery in another state. Sound familiar? 2 years into what appeared to be a thriving business, Veronica maxed out their credit cards, emptied their accounts, and vanished, leaving behind only a note saying she felt trapped in the marriage. Michael spent years searching for her, determined to finalize the divorce and repair the financial damage. His parents even had to sell their home to cover the bakery's loans. The timeline aligned perfectly. Veronica disappeared from Michael's life just 3 months before meeting me in culinary school. Her constant excuses for delaying our wedding now made sense. Legally, she couldn't marry me. Feeling physically ill, I confronted Veronica via text. Surprisingly, she admitted everything but, true to form, twisted the narrative. She claimed Michael was abusive and controlling, saying she had to flee for her safety. However, Michael provided police records proving she had been the abusive one. She had drained their accounts, claiming it was necessary to escape. Hours of comparing notes revealed an even more chilling pattern. Veronica had been running the same scam in multiple states. She'd ingratiate herself with someone wanting to start a food-related business, gain access to their funds, and then disappear with their money. Michael and I, along with his attorney, are now building a fraud case against her. To our shock, more victims began emerging after Michael shared my Reddit post in business forums. 3 other people recounted eerily similar experiences, including one individual who was engaged to Veronica while she was still living with Michael. Each story followed the same script: gain trust, feign love, and then take everything. Even Veronica's parents, who once staunchly defended her, have distanced themselves upon learning about her previous marriage. Her mother, tearfully visiting my restaurant, confessed she no longer recognized her daughter. Yet, they've disappeared without so much as an apology for their previous harassment. It turns out Veronica owes over $200,000 to illegal gambling operators, some of whom had been threatening me. The casino staff has since backed off, likely to avoid further scrutiny, as their activities were also illegal. Veronica's attempts to recoup her losses by stealing from me and others only deepened her debts. Thankfully, my restaurant is recovering. Regular patrons are returning, and the malicious reviews have been removed. Surprisingly, this ordeal has forged an unexpected friendship between Michael and me. He's even offered to help me grow my business once the legal proceedings are over.